School. Judging by your extensive relationship between the word, you either just shrugged or cringed at the mention of it. School is one of the few experiences that your average person has, a common thing the youth can all collectively give commentary and form their first opinion on. Given how universal this experience is in our modern society, it's no surprise that media has been able to capture a rather glamorized version of it through the decades that represent each generation's unique trends and topical issues. This extends further than just films, shows and books, as we've come to see school concepts crop up in music as well. In 1999, Britney Spears took the nation by storm with her high school sweetheart concept featured in her hit single Hit Me Baby One More Time, while in 2021, Olivia Rodrigo was able to rocket launch her career with Sour, that featured a narrative about the ups and downs of being a teenager, thus featuring a school concept throughout the album. I say all of this to point out that the school concept has always existed for decades, and despite how much media the genre has birthed, we can always find a new and cool interpretation that never leaves the body of work feeling like a rehash. Nothing fits this description more than the album I'm discussing today, Weki Meki's Lock and LOL. Weki Meki is an 8-member girl group formed by Fantagio Entertainment, consisting of Lua, Rina, Suayon, Ellie, SEI, Lucy, and most importantly, 2 previous IOI members Doyeon and Yoojung. Their official concept is Teen Crush, and certainly was crafted before their debut. It was Weki Meki who gave it the official name and branding, unlike what JYP Entertainment would later claim with the debut of ITZY. Unlike the much more popular and mature genre of girl crush, Teen Crush is a blend of cutesy charms with a little bit of edge. It borrows the bold shouting and rebellious demeanor from the aforementioned concept, but with a more youthful approach with bright colors, maximalist editing, school outfits, or showcasing some aspect of young adult life. Some examples of Teen Crush would be Person's We Woo and We Like, Signature's Her Song, ITZY's Dalla Dalla, and even as recent as Kepler's Wadi Ada. Weki Meki's entries into this genre includes their 2 mini albums Weem and Lucky, but neither will carry the level of production and impact that was their second single album Lock and LOL, released May 14, 2019. Lock and LOL is a pun on the phrase rock and roll, which represents the concept of the album. Lock and LOL was promoted as a music festival, where the days Lock and LOL are organized much like Coachella, and the songs were treated as passes. 2 posters were made for the tracklist, one being described as the early bird ticket. In this poster, the title track Picky Picky is revealed and designed into a ticket, while the other 2 are coming soon. The full track list continues with this design, Picky Picky being indicated to be sold out. This concept is continued through the concept photos for the LOL version, with the girls in grunge-inspired makeup and located around instruments that we will eventually see them play in the final concert at school. Speaking of school, how did the highteen concept get introduced given the clear direction of a music festival? Well, Lock and LOL was actually the sequel to their previous album Kiss and Kicks, which funnily enough, is another pun title. In Kicks and Kicks, the girls are established as young spies. The concept was organized to convey Weki Meki at their core. Just 8 adorable girls trying their best but hilariously being too cute to pull off anything too badass, such as the girl crush concept that obviously would come with a spy concept. In Lock and LOL we see a continuation of this plotline in last episode, where the girls unlock a hidden room with school attire, ditching their spy clothes to go undercover in a high school. What makes this even better is their commitment to this bit, with student records being designed and released a day after. These records include commentary from the girls and fake student emails that they've created. These two albums were further linked with Lock and LOL also receiving Get Ready Weki Meki content, which is another pun on the famous Get Ready With Me trend that most influencers do. Despite the fact that it was repeated, I do find Lock and LOL's version to be the better version of this content series, being that it included all the girls and felt fun and authentic. It felt nice seeing the outfits and thus personas slowly being assembled and added even more to the characterization this time around. The highteen aspect of this album was introduced through the Lock version, described more specifically on the scheduler as Lock the School. In this version, the girls are in pristine baby blue school uniforms that lean more preppy. What's with the 180? Most people would simply chalk it up to your average gay pop group featuring two drastically different concepts in one album with nothing further to add, but this is actually not one of those cases. See, the difference between Lock and LOL lies within the core message of Picky Picky. The girls love their popularity and being themselves, but don't like the judgmental people who assume things about them just because of the way they present themselves. If this sounds eerily familiar, you're not going crazy. This exact plot and even concept was pretty much snatched by Stacy with their hit song Stereotype, about wanting to be girly in themselves but not liking the stereotype that comes with that from those who are judgmental through a school concept. Who is shocked? Once again, you have Weki Meki to thank for everything your faves have. Moving on. Opposed to the hot mess of a K-drama reinterpretation that was Stereotype, Weki Meki aims for Netflix coming-of-age film and lands far beyond that perfectly. The music video follows a clear structure. The girls express their desire to not be perceived in a certain light, then decide to voice their frustrations and opinions through forming a band and singing about it at school. It's straightforward but never misses a comedic and fun beat, something we've always come to expect from Weki Meki. Something that I never took note of was how colors were utilized to enhance the album's art direction even more. The color palette for Lock and LOL included a bright neon yellow, hot pink, white and true blue. These colors were featured directly in the styling, with the yellow and pink being on the plaid uniform for the LOL version, while the Lock version was treated to the more sportsy uniform attire with the blue and yellow. These uniforms included the branding of the school with the logo Weki Meki School. Of course, as it's a high-teen concept, we're also treated to scrapbook editing throughout the design to signify the more teenage, kitschy look. Another interesting thing to note is the use of logomania through sticker designs on the posters and album packaging, something we've come familiar with through New Jeans' debut album, which also featured the same sticker style choice as well as uniforms with the same color palette of dark navy blue and white. I bring all of this up to further prove my initial point. Despite being used as the butt of the joke on Twitter, X, or whatever Elon Musk's dumbass wants to wake up and call it, Weki Meki is probably one of the few mid-tier groups that revolutionized the execution of a concept that was pretty much getting stale at this point. Before there was Stacy or New Jeans, there was them, and unfortunately they are an example of a group who was ahead of the trend and the times and ultimately paid for it by fading into obscurity. I guess that's why I can never get behind the narrative of bandwagon standing Stacy or people crying that sells forced weekly to go through a concept switch. Weki Meki did everything right and never even got to enjoy half of the fruits of their labor like the aforementioned groups did. But whatever, this is just the insane ramblings of a bitter Weki Meki stan, don't mind me.